Hello everyone from my HA Council and welcome any new viewers to the channel. I've been doing YouTube for over a year and a half and it's been going pretty good. I now have the HA Council to over 3,000 members and the wife hasn't left me yet, so it's a pretty much win-win. However, I felt the channel really started growing last year when I did my first challenge run of Can You Beat Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu with just a Magikarp, and if you haven't seen it already, it can be found here. Now, doing that was a complete nightmare, and I think I'm the only person to have done it so far. Spoiler alert, I was happy that I managed to complete the Elite Four, but I was pretty gutted that I couldn't finish it completely due to the fact that Red just demolished me. Since then, I've been able to bring out a new challenge video every 3 weeks, and with the anniversary of the Magikarp run just being 5 days away, I want to do a challenge I really think will be great, so much so I moved this up from next year to now. And that challenge is, what is the minimum level I can complete Red and Blue with just a Snorlax? Yes, another Gen 1 run, but come on, I love Snorlax so much. I'm a huge lover of Snorlax, and so much so, it's in my ABL team for this season. It's a shameless plug, I know. I don't really know why, I think it might be my spirit animal. Let's be honest, it doesn't do too much, and it took 7 generations for it to finally stand up. Snorlax is a fantastic Pokemon and has always been present around the competitive scene due to its fantastic bulk and wide array of moves, which give it potential to be a giant purple ball of death or simply a battering ram. Now going back to this challenge of how fast I can do it with, let's have a closer look. Now on the front of it, of course I could do it. A level 100 Snorlax can easily do this game, but that's not the point of today's video, as I'm trying to do this at the level I possibly can. Snorlax is a normal type, which is great in Generation 1 because there are not a lot of good fighting types or even fighting moves until you get to Bruno, and we all know what a fantastic trainer he is at Pokemon battling. Snorlax's stats are both good and bad. It has amazing HP and very good attack but poor defense and special, and has quite simply abysmal speed. The speed will be one of Snorlax's main problems, as speed is crucial during these challenge runs, as being able to get the first hit in can often be the main factor between winning and losing, or just getting past Agatha and a ghost. Really, that's the main problem here. Where Snorlax does excel in, however, is its move pool. It's incredible. It can learn a huge variety of TMs, which you'll no doubt be using during my adventure, which are a mixture of special and physical attacks. Now, I'd love to get this to beat the Totodile video in views and likes, as that is my best video to date. So if you do like this video, please give it a like and a comment, and I do try and get in touch with everyone where I can, and if you do like my content, please subscribe and become a member of the HA Council, as I do challenge videos and VGC draft matches. So the first battle goes, well, pretty much how you expect, with a huge monster against Little Turtle, and 2 headbutts is all it needs to make the Little Turtle faint. Now I should discuss the fact that Snorlax I have chosen is just the first one I've picked. I've not gone down the route of trying to get the best Snorlax with the best EVs, as I thought, well, I've always done it this way, so I may as well continue the trend. Although I do use a randomizer to make sure I start with the Snorlax, I don't alter its stats in any way. Now with that done, there is one mandatory battle I have to do before I fight Brock, and it's this bug catcher. I'm going to be trying to skip as many battles as I can, but that means I'm going to be facing the Geodude and Onix on a really low level, and their defenses are fantastic, and all I've got is Headbutt. I go up against the Geodude and I'm half a level little rock monster, and turn 1 shows that this is not going to go very well, as my Headbutt does absolutely nothing at all, and I can't even get the flinch chance because I'm slower. And with that, there's no point even trying. I was never going to do this at minimum battle run, so that's gone out the window. Now, time-wise, although I am trying to do this quickly, it will be by no means the quickest time. I'm using an emulator at double frame rate and sometimes do press the go quick button, as I was watching Ninja Warrior at the same time whilst eating my tea, so I guarantee this time could be beat, and if I was doing YouTube full time, I'd probably be able to produce a much more consistent route. But as I said earlier, I am more interested in what level I can complete the game with. This will be kind of a throw the gauntlet down to J-Rose or anyone else who can say who does these challenges, and I'm sure it probably can be beat. This is the thing for anyone who watches these videos, people often think that there are rivalries between the challenge runners, but there really isn't. I've got to know people like Madra Bread, Jake McCauley, Swiggo, Chaotic Meatball and Tion, and they're really great guys, and in fact, I'm older than all of them. I'm like the dad of the PokeTubers in this genre. I'm like ancient. Plus we help each other out if anyone has any questions, and they're always open for advice and information. I think that the more challenges out there means it's just great for the audience, and the fact that we can try and beat each other means more interesting strategies can be created. Case in point, J-Rose did his minimum battle videos again using a Mr. Mime, which you can get off a trade, which I would have never thought of doing. But then, that's the thing, there are so much more different Pokemon games available, the types of challenges you can do, and the insane amount of Pokemon at our disposal means that the challenge run genre should be alive and well for many years to come. So back to Brock. I went back at level 9 and this time Snorlax is faster than the Geodude, and this was probably the only positive here, as I was not doing that much damage at all. Critical hits and flinches do help get its health down, and after a lot of patience I do get rid of the Geodude. But the problem is that I only have 3 headbutts left to deal with the Onix, and it's higher defense than the Geodude. So I wonder if I can get away with using Struggle during the fight as I keep resting until I run out of power points. However, the Onix has Screech, which lowers my defense dramatically, and Tackle can nearly do half my health once my defense is rock bottom. Eventually I do start using Struggle, and it is a slow gamble, but Struggle is a normal move in Generation 1, and it is doing absolutely nothing to the Onix. As I said a moment ago, I can't see Tackle. Tackle is bad. Whenever I ever said that before, what I want to see is Screech, and maybe Bide, but definitely not Tackle. Alas, I do fall to my own recall damage, and I knew I was getting close. I attempt this again at level 10, and this time Headbutt is doing a lot more damage, and I now get to Onix with 6 Headbutts remaining. Like the battle before, I know I'm going to have to rely on Struggle, but at least I can do more damage before I start using my last case scenario move. Onix's Tackle is still doing so much damage, so I need the Onix to do me a favour and just not do that. I finally run out of Headbutts, needing only Struggle to do about a fifth of its overall health, and with just a few Struggle it does go down, and yeah, that is one huge concern I have for this run, and it's already gone. I was worried I was going to have to overlevel to beat Onix, but I was surprised that the level jump from 9 to 10 made such a huge difference. Overleveling would be the easy way of doing this, but I'm trying to want to avoid that if I can. I should also note that Onix did me a huge favour. If the AI knew what it was doing, then I would have been screwed, as Onix could have just gone after me with Tackle, and it would have meant I would have been battered. I go fight the mandatory trainers on the way and inside Mount Moon, and none of them pose any real problems, and I arrive in Cerulean City. Now this run is the only one that I've done, so I wasn't sure if it was best to go see the rival first or go fight Misty. I'd be brave and decide to go take on Misty to get my second badge. Now at the beginning I mentioned how good Snorlax's move pool was, but I didn't really go into how much detail on how fantastic its starting moves are. Headbutt as an attacking move is great because of its ability to flinch and high base power compared to that of Tackle. Rest deals off any damage and status infliction as Snorlax is taken. The only drawback is that you're sitting duck for 3 turns. It's the final move, Amnesia, which is what I'm excited about. This move is broken, like really broken. Well, it is Generation 1, as it increases your special by 2 stages. Now the reason why this is so broken is because in Generation 1 the special stat covers both its physical and defensive, which means it's just stupid. This is corrected in Generation 2 where they split it, but for now we're going to abuse it. Now the reason I'm mentioning this is because unlike Brock, Misty's Pokemon mostly use special moves, and with Amnesia it just makes the battle a joke. After I use 3 Amnesias, Staryu can't do anything to me. Even Starmie's mighty Bubble Beam is just literally a tickle to Snorlax. With little concern I defeat Misty, and that's 2 badges in my collection, and I also obtain Bubble Beam as a TM, which I will be giving to Snorlax to finally get a new move. Now as I go head towards Blue for the second time, I was going to start talking about another thing I recently found out, namely the badge boost glitch. I won't start talking about it now, and you'll understand why in a minute. So I fight Blue and I start using Amnesia, but then the Pidgeotto uses Sand Attack, which it often does, and I think, oh my god, this is going to be a mess. I then realised I should have just gone after it because Abra was next, and as we know, Abra just sits there and does nothing. So I went to try and knock it out, and I could just not hit it. It was getting stupid. Like, I got to the stage, I was like, you know what, just finish me off, I'm done. But I was able to get rid of it with 4 HP remaining, and then I thought, hey, I can heal now on the Abra. As I said earlier, it only uses Teleport against me. But even with my health up, I wasn't confident because I had the maximum accuracy drop. But somehow I managed to get away with it and got rid of the Rattata and the Squirtle. To be honest, I was so angry with the fact that the headbutt was missing, so I was much prepared to start the battle again. So I was very surprised I got this bit of luck now. Now before I go any further, it is probably best to talk about the badge boost glitch, as it's going to be a thing from now on. Well, it already was a thing after Brock, but now I can properly talk about it. So if you don't know, once you beat certain gym leaders and get awarded their badges, you receive a small 12.5% boostage to this particular stat at the start of the battle. So these badges are the Boulder Badge, the Thunder Badge, the Soul Badge, and the Volcano Badge. So once you get to the Elite 4, you'll be getting a boost in all your stats. But with Generation 1 being Generation 1, of course there's a glitch that developers were not aware of. It turns out that you not only receive a 12.5% boost at the start of the battle, but you receive the same boost whenever your stats get modified. I mean, at all. Positively or negatively, and there it is, another 12.5 boost again is added on, well, except HP. But what that means is that your opponent uses Leer, your stats go up. You use a stat boosting move, well, your stats go up even more. This means that your stats can go to absolutely stupid levels after multiple boosts. Now the reason why I bring this up, Snorlax has Amnesia, which means it already has a stat boosting move, and you get 3 badge boost increases if you use Amnesia 3 times. Remember, Amnesia boosts your special stage by 2. Now this has the potential to make Snorlax a literal god, and this is a strong case for obtaining all the relevant badges as soon as you can. It also shows why Snorlax is so good for a challenge like this, better maybe even than Mewtwo, because although it has shocking speed, it does have access to recovery and the almighty boosting potential, whereas a Pokemon including Mewtwo don't really get stat boosting moves until much later on. Okay, there is Geodude, but Geodude sucks. When thinking about the badge boost glitch, I had no idea this was even a thing growing up. Well, how would I? I was 11. All I cared for back then was just smashing stuff as quickly as possible and mashing A. I would just scoff at the idea of using Amnesia and just use Blizzard, but now knowing about this is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, I probably would have seen it actually happen when I was little, when the opponent had lowered my stats and I actually became stronger, but my little mind wouldn't be able to process what was actually going on. It should also be noted that this is a thing only for Generation 1, as the badge boosts work as the developers intended to following that. I've been rambling a lot now without doing anything, so I apologise for that. So I head to the SSN to pick up Body Slam, as A, this is a more powerful move than Headbutt, B, has a 30% chance of paralysis on the opponent, which is way better than flinching. I'm also picking up any rare candies I go, and I'll save them just in case I reach a point that I'm struggling with. Now I know what you're probably thinking, this is meant to be a minimum level run, Snorlax is in the slowest experience growth group, so I hopefully don't think this will affect a great deal going on, and from this point I do want to try and use minimal battles from now on. Here on the boat we fight Blue again for the third time, and I go straight after the Pidgeotto as I didn't want to repeat of the last battle, and it starts using Sand Attack again. It goes for Gust, which is great, and it goes down in 1. Raticate also goes down in 1, as does a Kadabra. In fact, only Wartortle held on, and it only took 2 turns to go down. And this is pretty easy, but there's no way that this is going to be the case later on. Well, it might be, I don't know. I'm just trying to build a bit of an hopeful hype that, you could all keep watching. Now, I next wanted to take on Lieutenant Surge, as I wanted to have more stats available through the badge boost glitch. And I really wasn't concerned here due to the fact that Snorlax would just destroy our army man, and I was completely right. He starts with Voltorb, and I'm already a higher level than it. It uses Screech, which is great as I use Amnesia. 1 Body Slam is enough to see it off. The Pikachu uses Thunder Wave, which is annoying, but it can't take being Body Slammed. Finally, Raichu uses Thunderbolt, but as you can see, it does absolutely nothing at all due to the Amnesia boost, which allows me to get the win. Now, once I use Amnesia, there was only one winner here, and there would have to be a lot of bad luck for Surge to win that one. Now, winning that battle gave me the TM for Thunderbolt, which will be handy later on, like, a lot later on. Like, the end of the video later on. Now, the rock tunnel is not a problem, as I've done this thing so much I can see in the dark. I've done this, I even know where all the trainers are and how to avoid them. Plus, you can see the lines, so that helps really. But also, try and do this on a Kaiser run. Good luck! No, that thing is absolute hell on earth. Now, there's a Haiku in here, which normally can be a problem for some runs, but now Snorlax has Bubble Beam, so he can get through any rock types with any trouble. I know I used a new move, although I do wonder where the hell is he getting the water from to make these bubbles? The unknown science of Pokemon. Now, once I get out the rock tunnel, the game opens up, which allows me to go in any direction I want. Well, to a point. So I first go to Celadon to get the HM for Fly, so I can go wherever I want. I go back to Cerulean to get the bike, which I haven't done for years. I think this is because I forgot how to get the bike voucher, and I really couldn't be bothered looking into it. So I had 3 options here, either go fight Erica, Giovanni, or Blue for the 4th time. I think considering how much I smacked him around last time, I wanted to go fight Blue again, and I thought it would be best to get him out the way. On reflection, maybe Giovanni would have been the quickest option. You gotta learn these things. Pidgeotto was first up again, but Body Slam is not getting the one-hit KO, so I decided to use Amnesia to bulk up and make use of the badge glitch. It doesn't really matter though, as the AI thinks that Whirlwind is the great way forward. Honestly, I've never seen Whirlwind or Roar even work in Generation 1. Ever. Like, ever. Growlithe lets me set up Amnesia, but does burn me, but Bubble Beam just laughs at it, as it's not affected by it. I do use Body Slam against the Execute and then heal up. I then thought Bubble Beam wouldn't do much damage due to the type advantage, and I was worried about critical hits, as they ignore all stat modifications. I hope again that Kadabra does not get a critical hit, and it doesn't, so it goes down. Then Wartortle uses Tail Whip before going down, and it just made me laugh as it seems like it was signalling defeat, like bowing down to the more significant being. With Blue Dawn, I went to the Rocket Hideout and went to go see old mate Giovanni for the first time. Well, this was a farce. No, it really was. Like, hello Onyx, bye Onyx. Hello Rhyhorn, bye Rhyhorn. His Kangaskhan does need 2 hits, but I didn't even need to boost at all. Last to go was Erica. Well, actually, I could have left her until way later, but I just fought her now. My main concern with this fight was actually Victorel, because it had Razor Leaf, which would always be a critical hit. Now, for those who aren't aware, in Generation 1, critical hits were based off Pokemon's base speed. Now, this coupled with Victorel's high attack and Snorlax's low defense could have been a nightmare. However, it decided to use Wrap, which in reality was actually worse, as I may not even get an attack in. But Erica's AI is stupid and did not keep using it, which allowed me to get some hits off and finish it off. Tangler was much more of an annoyance, allowed me to get a rest in. Vileplume decided to use Petal Dance, which essentially is the grass version of Thrash, so it was locked in and Body Slam finished it off. Now, if the AI actually knew what it was doing, this would have been an absolute grind. See, I didn't go into the mechanics of Wrap during the gym battle, and it was a huge oversight by the developers. It meant the opponent could continually attack every turn, and if you were slower, you were just hoping it would miss, or there was nothing you can do. In fact, in the competitive scene, if you were able to use agility on a Dragonite, you could just spam Wrap and win. It's cheap, I know, and won't win you many friends, but hey, it was a strategy. Now, earlier on, by beating Giovanni, I got given the Silph Scope, which let me fight the channel as ghosts, but here we faced our first defeat since Brock. I know, spooky. This is because Ghastly has high special, which meant their special defense was also very high, and it could absolutely tank a Bubble Beam with relative ease. And I couldn't hit them with Body Slam, which meant they just used Confuse Ray and Nightshade to finish me off. I was shocked. I've been beaten by a Ghastly using Nightshade at a lower level than me. Never change Generation 1. Never change. The area actually took a few resets because of the huge special stats of the Ghastlies, and then there were a few Haunters round floating to make this journey even more fun. Eventually I do get through and use the Poker Flute to let me carry on my journey. Now normally whenever I've done Generation 1 run, I've gone south from Lavender Town to get to Fuchsia City, but I found out to do the least amount of battles, I actually need to go down the cycling route, as you can do this without facing any trainers. Also there's a rare candy you can locate, but it's hidden. Again, this is something I never knew of growing as a child. I suppose I should go into this a little bit more, as there was so much I didn't know as a child. I had no idea about DVs or determinant values. I had no idea the base stats of Pokemon UB get added to your stats behind the scenes. I had no idea about hidden items. I had no idea you could catch a level 100 Nidoking before Brock. I had no idea you could use a Pokédoll to get past the Marowak without using the Silph Scope. I had no idea you could catch a Mew by using a glitch before the second gym, or that you could fight Professor Oak, the so-called final boss. This is why I love Generation 1 so much, because there are so many things that have been found out, and there's probably still even more to find. Now, I did know about the missing no glitch and the item multiply glitch, but these were very dangerous to use as a kid because effectively it could cause your game to delete. I can't tell you how many times my game deleted growing up as a kid, like just naturally. Like I was only 11 and my brother was 10. Imagine telling us, sorry guys, your game's been erased. Remember that level 100 Mewtwo you got? It's gone. Go start again. Sorry, I know I'm bringing a whole lot of my pain as a child, but I digressed. This happened a lot growing up. The Elite Four member to be, Koga, was next on my hit list, and I was worried about his evasion nonsense, it could be a pain. I used Amnesia and he just went for nothing moves, and I got rid of Coughing with a Body Slam and then gave Muck the same treatment. I healed on the next Coughing for safety before getting rid of it, as I wanted to have full health in case this happened. Thankfully I survived, but if that was a critical hit, this battle was over. By beating Koga, I'd now gained the ability to surf, so I thought it'd be best to go fight Blaine, as I know how bad his AI is. Blaine starts with a Growlithe who just lets me get my Amnesia up and uses a Leer on me, which is so good. Now I look back to the footage and I only used 2 Amnesias, and I don't know why I didn't use 3. Regardless, I'm able to get rid of the Growlithe with the Bubble Beam, and the Ponyta goes down as well. Now, the Rapidash uses Tail Whip, which is great for the badge boost glitch, but manages to hang on from a Bubble Beam and gets a speed drop. I go to finish it off and... oh, there we go, the 1 in 256 chance of 100% accuracy moves missing. Yay, Generation 1. Choose the horse using 5 spins and stomps. I'm nearly wiped out and have to rest twice for safety. Balance is soon restored, and I do get rid of it, and it's onto the Arcanine, but it does take me down with a takedown. Ah, fiddles. Well, a gym leader was going to have to beat me at some point. May as well be the one with the worst AI in the game, who throws super potions at Pokemon with full health. Second time round, I made sure I got all my Amnesias up, and this meant the Rapidash did go down in 1, and the Arcanine uses Roar, allowing me to get a hit in, and takedown nearly finishes me off, but I'm able to clear it out. Wow, I was pretty surprised by how much damage that did. Good thing I had all my health, and to be honest, if there could have been a grind session there, I think had it used 2 takedowns instead of using Roar, this battle would not have gone the way I wanted it to. I go to Saffron and pick up the TM for Psychic, which again, I'll be using much later on. I should also add I had to pick up the TM for Ice Beam from Celadon City as well. Again, it will be used much later in the video. At present, from my current moveset, it should be enough to take on anyone, and I feel I need these TMs to Elite Four. Unlike modern games, TMs were only a one-time use, so you had to use them wisely. Before I fight Sabrina, I needed to go fight Blue for the 5th time in Silph Company. Although watching this back, I did fight an extra Rocket member because I wanted the rare candy located here. I think I was very worried about the Elite Four, it's going to be really hard, so I wanted to make sure I got all the rare candies I could. I went back to Blue and I used the Amnesias, but he does get 1 sand attack before it goes down. The Growlithe also goes down and Execute offers nothing, nor does his Kadabra. His Blastoise uses Bubble, which is just shocking at this point, so I just keep using Body Slam and eventually it goes down. I feel that Snorlax's general bulk just helps it so much and makes it hard to bring down. Well, that and the fact that the Blue just uses top quality moves like Bubble, which is a base 20 attack. I go face Giovanni a second time, and once again, he's absolutely nothing. He starts to need a Reno, and I just set up my Amnesias and Bubble Beam everything. A full power Bubble Beam is all I need at the moment. I was just debating putting Surf there, but I think the problem with Surf is that there's no move deleter in this game, and if I get rid of Bubble Beam and put Surf in, then I'm kind of stuck with it, and that reduces my flexibility. I also forgot to mention that from saving the Silph Company, I got given the Master Ball, so I decided to use it on something important. Worth it. Next on the agenda is Sabrina, and this could be a problem due to the increased risk of critical hits and the high special attacks her Pokemon can deal out. She starts with Kadabra and right off the bat it gets a critical, and even though I do use an Amnesia, it gets another one and knocks me out. I play it again and decide to get rid of it straight away and set up on the Mr. Mime. Well, this and because Mr. Mime is a joke and can barely hurt me. I just want to make sure my special is high enough so that it can't really do any damage. I get to the Venomoth and the Alakazam and it doesn't really get any critical hits, and the 7th badge is mine. I was worried that Alakazam would be the stumbling block because of the critical hits, and remember, Alakazam has a higher chance of getting them because of its speed, and this would ignore all the buffs which would wipe me out in one, but thankfully it wasn't a problem here. The badge boost glitch couldn't help either because I leveled up before I fought the Venomoth and it resets the glitch. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that. Once you level up, all the extra boosts you get from the badge boost glitch just disappear. Bye bye! It's like the game just sorts itself out. I head straight to Giovanni and, come on, once again, this is absolutely nothing. A few Amnesias is all I need to get it set up. Bubble Beam is literally like kryptonite to his Pokemon, and due to the boost glitch, I'm even faster than his Nidoking, his Nidoqueen, and even his Raiden, which is 8 levels higher. I could do a count impression, but I'm not stealing J Rose's joke. And with that, Raiden does fall, and I've done it! I've now got all the Pokemon League badges in hand, and it wasn't really troublesome. But I know there are still a few more battles to go, so I can really celebrate. Well, 6 more matches really, and the next one's coming up and probably give me the good indication of how well I'm going to get on. I go into the 6th battle against Blue, and my moveset is still the same for now. It really hasn't changed since the 3rd gym. I know it's a bit boring, I'm sorry. So Pidgeot lets me just get my Amnesias up with ease, and 2 body slams remove it. Hello Rhyhorn, bye Rhyhorn. Hello Growlithe, bye Growlithe. I heal against the Execute and it loses Leech Seed on me, which is less than ideal. I start body slamming and get a paralysis in, but it manages to poison me before it dies. I hit the Alakazam with a body slam and it barely does anything, and then I remembered I leveled up a second ago, so the boosts have gone. I rest up, but that doesn't remove the Leech Seed. Bubble Beam was unable to get the kill either, and then bang, the critical Psychic wipes me out. I was debating manipulating my levels so I'd have the boost when I face the Alakazam, but it's been working so well that I've not needed to, so just try again. When I get to the Growlithe, it leers me. You numpty, that just gives me a boost to my attack, which meant I was able to get to the Alakazam and nearly wipe it out in one. No critical hit this time, but I do get it down. Finally, it's Blastoise, who only has Hydro Pump and does absolutely nothing to me, and it falls. So really, Alakazam is the only threat I think I have to worry about. Well, that and the fact that when he becomes a champion, his Pokemon will be a lot stronger. I do the obligatory show me your badges to the guards and the Victory Road trek with no extra battles and reach Elite 4 at 43. Now, I know I earlier said I've had the same moveset for the majority of this video, and I can agree it's been pretty boring, but this is finally going to change. There's no way that Body Slam Bubble Beam's going to cut it against the best and the best. Well, it could, but I'm not going to risk it. I don't really want to lose halfway and then come back because I don't want to do unnecessary battles, as my level will no doubt rise. And to be honest, I'm using save states between battles. This is because I really don't have the time to do attempt after attempt should this happen. I only really get an hour when the missus goes to bed and at my lunch hour, and I have to do all my gaming, scripting and editing. This is just a small insight into my life. Remember, likes means I can leave my job. Just don't tell them that. To prepare for the Elite 4, I get all the healing items I need and buy as many H-ups as I can and to give me a good chance. I could go get more money and get more vitamins, but I thought, I can't be bothered, and I just want to see how I get on. Now remember, I've mentioned the TMs, Thunderbolt, Psychic and Ice Beam. Well, I'm going to need all of those going forward. I made the very bold decision to remove Bubble Beam for Thunderbolt. I know, I changed the moveset, I'm such a rebel. The first member of the Elite 4 is Lorelei, and I'm not really worried about this, and this is because the Dugong. Dugong sucks. Although I say that, and then it hits me with a critical Aura Beam. But after this, it lets me set off my Amnesias and growls me, which I laugh about. One Thunderbolt is all I need to make it go bye-bye. Cloyster is also dealt with, as is the Slowbro. Jinx does need 2 hits, and even Lapras's Blizzard does absolutely nothing, which means I can clean up. I think for Lorelei to win, she would have to have a lot of criticals and freezes, because once the Amnesia's up, it's not really a problem. Now after the first match, I make my second change, and that's getting rid of Body Slam for Psychic. This is because going forward, I don't really need Body Slam, and I need to get rid of Bruno's Pokemon as quick as possible. As I mentioned at the beginning, I was worried about Bruno because it could do Snorlax a world of pain with his Pokemon's fighting moves. However, I really don't know what I was worried about. Sorry, spoiler, but come on, it's Bruno. His first Onix lets me set up, and 1 Psychic is all I need to get rid of it. And then Bruno uses an X Defend on both Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Fantastic decision making there, Bruno. Then the Machamp uses Fissure, which doesn't work at all. Why was I worried about this? I should have remembered this is Bruno. He's a terrible Pokemon trainer. Rule 1 in Pokemon challenges, never worry about Bruno. No, it's Agatha you gotta worry about. Agatha. And for good reason. Her Pokemon are fast and use all sorts of annoying moves just to generally make your life hell. Now I start setting up Amnesias and hope to God Agatha behaves herself, which of course she doesn't. When I become confused, she switches into Golbat, who runs Haze to get rid of all my boosts. I completely forgot it even had that move. Like, when does it use anything else but Confuse Ray? That is Golbat's sole role in life and nothing else. I do manage to get 1 interrupted Amnesia, and even with this I can't finish off the Golbat in 1, and that's why I need 3. I do use Thunderbolt to remove it, and now it's back to the Gengar. It lets me get up my remaining 2 Amnesias, and I Psychic and finish it off. Haunter comes out and uses Dream Eater, even though I'm awake. I say it again, never change Generation 1, never change. I then use a critical hit on the Arbok, and it doesn't knock it out. Now as I said earlier, critical hits ignore all stat boosts, even yours. If I didn't get a critical hit here, it was a one-shot for sure. Finally, it was Gengar, and it behaves nicely and uses Nightshade on me, and I say bye-bye to Gengar. I did this first try as well. I really thought this was going to be a nightmare, but I'll take the good luck. To get ready for Lance, I make one final move change and drop Psychic for Ice Beam, as this and Thunderbolt should be all I need to finish the rest of the game. Well, I hope it was going to be. I was worried about Hyper Beam because it was a physical move in this generation when it later became a special one in future generations. The Gyarados is first, and it does over half my health with a Hyper Beam, which means I'm in huge trouble, and there's no way I can do this as it stands. And to make matters worse, it gets a critical Hydro Pump, which is a one-hit KO. Wow, I suppose it is 11 levels higher than me. Also, if you notice, I was leered, but I also used an Amnesia, so my defense was kind of up and down. Thunderbolt is a one-hit KO after one Amnesia, but the first Dragonair can just Hyper Beam me again to clean me out. I do have rest when it recharges, but I'm asleep for 3 turns, so I'm an absolute sitting duck. I do think to myself, what can I do to get out of this situation? And there is something, and it's the great strategy of freeze Gyarados. Yes, I know it's a terrible plan, but it does work. In Generation 1, when you're frozen, that's it, you're done until the end of time. This allows me to set up my Amnesias, rest my health, and then hit it with a oh, come on, again with the 1 in 256. My god, like how does it miss? It's not even moving. Now, due to all the boost gains from the Badge Boots glitch, I'm now faster than the first Dragonair who goes down with an Ice Beam, but then I'm slower than the second one because I leveled up, so I lose all the boosts I gained. But this doesn't really matter as I'm set up for destruction at this point. Aerodactyl misses and I get a critical hit on the Dragonite, which means I can kill it, and then it misses a Hyper Beam, which I'm pretty sure would have wiped me out. Now I look back and I think I was very lucky with that one, but I'm not going to say no to a free lunch, and now I'm on to the final battle, the Champion Blue. I was pretty confident about it, as I haven't really struggled with him. Again, it was only his Alakazam I was worried about, but it was now time to see how that went. I start setting up on the Pidgeot, and then it hits me with a Sky Attack, and oh, come on, a critical one-shot. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? If I wasn't using a save state between the Elite Four, I would be so angry. Like, Fire Blast the Chikorita mad, but look, sometimes you just gotta laugh at these things. I try again, and this time it behaves, so when I set up, it barely hurts me, allowing me to get it off the field. Next is Alakazam, and oh, what the hell? Seriously, this game is having me on, and RNGesus is really against me for now. Okay, I try again, and I use one Amnesia on the Pidgeot because I realise I level up after it, so my badge boost will be disappear. Now the Alakazam comes out again, and I look how much damage a non-critical Side Beam does. Like, nothing at all. I set up again and just hope another critical does not come my way. As I have no Body Slam, I have to rely on Ice Beam. And then I get a critical, which meant I couldn't finish it. My god, this game just doesn't like me. Next is Rhydon. Yeah, bye Rhydon. Arcanine comes out and it uses Ember and Roar. Whatever, I don't care. Executor comes out and is able to take a +6 Ice Beam, and shows how bulky that is. I do get rid of it, and it's on to Blue's final Pokemon, Blastoise, and all it takes is just one Thunderbolt. I've done it. I've beaten Pokemon with a Snorlax at level 50, and you know what? I seriously love this. I really did. Like, it did not take me that long to record at all, but I really loved it. Ignore the time, as I said, I was watching TV and not using a good emulator, but I've done this at level 50, but I do think it could be done at level 49. Maybe there was the 3 extra battles that I did to get the 2 rare candies and the Body Slam, which in reality I probably didn't need, as I didn't require the rare candies in the end, and I probably could have used Mega Punch or stuck with Headbutt instead of Body Slam, so I think 49 is very doable. After doing this, I'm debating seeing if I can complete every generation with just a Snorlax, although it has just been suggested to me that I do the same for Mr. Mime, and me and Mr. Mime do not like each other at all. Either way, I hope someone is able to take on this challenge and beat this, because I love seeing how other PokeTubers will tackle this. So I move on to year 2 of my Pokemon challenges, and I promise in 3 weeks time it will be the second part of the Kaizo Emerald challenge. I know people have been asking, but please understand I really wanted to do this. As always, give this video a like and comment, and if you enjoyed it, please subscribe for more content. Until then, I've been HBT, and this has been the god that is Snorlax. Bye bye.